What if you could retouch a portrait to a professional standard and do it all without spending hours inside of Photoshop? Well, today I'm going to show you a set of AI-powered plugins that I've been using for a few years now that work together with Photoshop to handle almost any type of retouching, and it'll do it really, really fast. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So if you've watched any of my videos in the past, you will know that when it comes to editing, I will always try to leverage AI as much as possible. Now, obviously I don't let it do the whole thing. I still maintain control of the edit, but I do try to use as much of those tools as possible just to make my life easier. But I'll only use them as long as it doesn't compromise the quality of the work. And for the past few years, I've been using a couple of AI tools to help me with all of my edits. The one that I've been using the longest is from a company called Retouch for me. And I actually purchased some of their plugins about 2 or 3 years ago, and the reason I bought them is that I remember it being the first AI product that actually produced results that were comparable to a professional level edit. Anyway, a few weeks ago, the team at Retouch for me got in contact to see if I wanted to check out some of the other products that I don't own, and because I'm a big fan of their stuff, I said yes, and this is what we're going to have a look at today. Now, the way that their products work is that they have modules that are both standalone and plugins for Photoshop to help you with specific parts of your editing. So for example, if you need help with skin smoothing, then there's a module for that. If you need help with dodging and burning, then there's a module for that, and so on. And the way that you access the modules is in 2 different ways. The first one is a credit system where the plugin uploads your photo to their servers, and you can use all of their online tools and then export the photo when you're done with the edit. And each photo you do that for uses 1 credit. And you can purchase these credits on a plan, or you can pay as you go. So if you don't want to commit to a plan, you can just buy a bunch of credits when you need them. And it's really a cost-effective way of using the tool because the credits are not very expensive at all. But if you don't want to use a credit system, you can just purchase the plugins outright, which means that you'll have them forever and you can use them on as many photos as you want, and you'll never have to pay anything again. It really depends on your situation, but if you're not sure, you could always give the credit system a go just to see if the product is right for you. And then later on, if you want to, you can decide to purchase the individual modules if it makes sense for your situation. But before you do that, make sure that you watch until the end of this video, because I'm going to give you a coupon that's not only going to give you a discount, but it'll give you some free credits so you can try the product just to see if it's right for you. Anyway, let's jump into it and I'll show you how it works. Okay, before we get started, there's something that you're going to need to download if you want to give this product a go yourself. So if you navigate to the Retouch for me website, you can see the URL up here. I'll put a link in the description as well. If you hover over the top where it says products and you go to Photoshop panel, if you click on that, you will need to download this. Don't worry, it's free, but this is the way that you apply the plugins inside of Photoshop. So if you click on try for free, it will bring you to this screen. You can just click the download button here, and once you download it, make sure that you run it and then restart Photoshop. That's really important so that it registers. So then when you go into Photoshop, if you go up to the top where it says plugins, navigate to Retouch for me, and then you'll see the actual panel in there, and then just select that and you will see the panel pop up on the screen. So let me just show you around the panel just a little bit. There's not much stuff that you need to know here, but there are a couple of important things. So first of all, you've got these 2 options here where it says Cloud Retouch and then On Device. So On Device is where you use the plugins that you have purchased outright. And so you don't use any credits when you use those ones. You can use it as many times as you want. It doesn't cost you anything because you've already bought the plugins. If you haven't bought the plugins, which I think is going to be most people, if you click on Cloud Retouching, this is where you see all of the plugins that, in this case, they've all been enabled. You can turn some of them off if you want to. But you'll also see up at the top the number of credits that you've got available. So in my case, 195. And so every time that you click this retouch button, it will apply all of the plugins that you've enabled, and it will subtract 1 from your credit. So every time you press the retouch button, essentially, you are using a credit. And so for that reason, I know a lot of people like to do things one by one. So what I do is I turn them all on, because then you get all of the effects. And in reality, you're using 1 credit as opposed to using 1 credit for each one if you're going to do them separately. Now, a lot of people say, no, but I want to work slowly. I want to see what it's doing. Don't worry, because I'm going to show you a killer function that this application has that I've not seen on any other application. So for example, I've used Devoto in the past, and with products such as that one, the edits are baked into the image. And so when you get back the photograph that's been edited, you can't remove, when you bring it into Photoshop, you're not able to remove some of the skin retouching or any of the other editing that it's done to the photograph. It's baked into the photograph, if you know what I mean. So this will all make sense in a second. But what I've done here is we're going to start off with cloud retouching, and I've turned on all of the different plugins. So I'm going to click on retouch and I'm going to let it do its thing. Okay, so it's finished and you would have seen that it was doing all sorts of things in the background. Let's have a look at what we've ended up with. So let me zoom in a little bit, and you can see there just how clean her skin looks. Let me show you what we started off with. So this is before. Okay, it's a massive, massive change. So here we go, before and then after. Okay, so massive difference. Again, let's do it again. Let's go before, and this is after. And what I especially want you to have a look at is the skin, because AI tools, this is where most of them fail. They make the skin look plasticky, but this product does an amazing job. The skin looks real. It's still got texture. It looks like skin. It just looks like clean skin. So I think it's done a superb job on this edit. Now, let's have a look at a couple of other things. I'll just zoom out a little bit. Let's have a look at the number of credits. It's gone down by 1. So it was 195. Now it's 194. What's important to point out is that I only use 1 credit to apply all of these different effects. Okay, so that's what I meant before by just apply everything in one go, and then it's more cost effective because you're only using the 1 credit. But let me show you something on the right hand side here, which I think sets this product apart from everything else that I've tried. And it's this. It's put every single effect in its own layer inside of Photoshop. And the reason we use Photoshop when we're doing high-end edits is because the control that it gives you. When you put things on a layer, you're working non-destructively. And it allows you to control every single aspect. You can separate things, okay? So, and what it's done here, it's aligned itself to the way that professional editors work. It's already put everything and organized it into layers. So I can not only turn things off and on here, but I can go in there and edit those layers. So it even creates a group here called skin, which includes all of the skin related effects. So portrait volumes, skin tone, dodge and burn, mattify and heal. And so if I wanted to, it's even got a layer mask. So I could go into that layer mask and I could paint some of the effect away. Let me show you. In fact, let's just do that really quickly. I'll just zoom in a little bit. And I'm going to use my brush tool and I'm going to paint with black over the layer mask. So we're going to change to black and it's going to paint away some of the effect. Okay, so the original skin is coming back. Okay, you can see that. And if I paint with white, I can bring the effect back in again. So I've got total control. I'm not messing with the original image. It remains untouched. And I can always bring things back, or I can turn them up, I can turn them down, I can do whatever I want. So let's have a look at another image now. And we're going to do something a little bit different with this one. We're going to switch from cloud retouching and we're going to use the on-device retouching. So these are the modules that I own that are installed separately on my computer. And I say that they're modules because you can use them as a plugin, but you can also use them as individual apps. I'll show you what I mean. If I launch them from here, you can see that they're actually separate apps. So if I wanted to, I can click on that and I can just do I could do skin tone by just dropping an image in here and I would have all of the other controls. The important thing about this is that if I didn't have Photoshop, or for whatever reason I couldn't, you know, my Photoshop is not working or whatever, I could still go in there and do editing from inside of those apps. But most people are going to use them this way. You can see here, the ones that are in blue, they're the ones that I own. I don't have the ones that are in gray. And so because I've switched them off, when I click the retouch button, It's not going to apply, for example, the dust, the skin mask, the fabric, the clean backdrop, or the mattifier, because I don't own those modules, but it's going to apply everything else. So let's click on the retouch button and let it do its thing. Okay, and now this is finished, and as you can see, massive difference again. The one thing that I will say that is with skin tone, sometimes you do get some sort of weird results, and you have to go in there and just lower the opacity. I find that around about 13% I think works really nice, or 10%, somewhere around there, a really sort of a lower number. But let's group all of the effects together again, like we did before. We're going to put everything in a group, and then we're going to zoom in, and we're going to see the before and after. So let's go there, and then we're going to go to, this is before and after, and before and after again. I think it's a massive difference, and the skin looks really nice as well. It looks really, really clean from blemishes and pimples and things like that. Now, let's have a look at the differences in pricing depending on how you want to use these plugins. So like I said before, you can just buy them outright. That's how I first got started. In fact, these are the three that I first purchased a few years back, which is the Heal, the Dodge and Burn, and the Portrait volumes. And the reason I bought these is because I don't like working on skin. I find it tedious, repetitive, and boring. And so these three plugins get me probably to 90–95% of the way, and then I can just go in there and tweak the rest of it. But like you saw inside of the panel, there are modules for just about anything that you want to edit, and this is where you purchase them. Now, I will say that they're all different pricing. So if I go into the Heal, for example, you might look at the price and say that looks really expensive, $124, but it really depends on the number of images that you're going to run through this. For myself, I was running thousands of images, so it became more cost effective to actually just buy the plugin rather than have to buy credits to keep processing the images. And I know that going forward, I can just keep using it and there's no extra cost there. But if that's not you, if you're only using a few images, or you're only processing a few images per month, then the credit system might be the best thing for you. There's two different ways that you can get this. You can go on a subscription. Like you can see here, you've got the Start, the Pro, and the Business. They're $20, $35, and $90. And so you pay that every month and you get a certain number of credits. Again, you get, for the Starter, you get 200. The Pro, you get 500. And the Business, you get 1,500. And these credits, if you don't use them, they do roll up for up to 5 months. Now, if you don't want to sign up or commit to a subscription, what you can do is you can just buy packs of them. And these are not as cost effective, but they're still pretty affordable. So you can see here that the starter pack, which is $20, gets you 100 credits. So that's 100 images. So it works out at 20 cents per image, which is still really, really affordable and very, very efficient, like cost effective. And so if you wanted to buy more, of course, the price then does go down. But if you're not sure and you just want to try it out, then this is a really good way to test the water. Now, if you still not quite sure, you could always just sign up, and you will get 20 credits as part of signing up the first time. And I will put a code on the screen now that's going to give you an extra 5% discount on anything that you buy. And that is on top of any other promotion that they may have. They often have promotions and sales. So it's worth going back to their website and just checking from time to time to see if they've got any of those promotions going. At the moment, it is August the 18th, 2025, and they've got a deal on the ICE bundle. So it's 40% off, which with my coupon would be an extra 5%, so 45% on top of that. So it's a good thing to keep going back to the website and just see what they've got going on. So I really wanted to show you this product. I also wanted to thank the guys at Retouch for me for sending me some extra modules that I ended up showing you today. Like I said, I don't often recommend products, but this is something that I've been using for a really long time, and I believe in this product because it's been delivering for me for a number of years. And so anything that works for me, I'm happy to share with the rest of you, in the hope that it also helps all of you as well. So do make sure that you check them out and see if it's something that might work for you. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give the video a like, as it makes a huge difference to me and to the channel. And if you want to see more content like this, then make sure to click the subscribe button and the notification bell, and that way YouTube will let you know when I upload my next video. I put the discount link in the description of this video. If you have any questions about anything that I covered here today, make sure to leave them in the comment section below, and I will be happy to answer any questions you have. But that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.